This is Italy. It is divided by extreme weather. While on the one hand, capital Rome in central Italy just battled a tornado that caused trees to fall, damaging buildings and cars. On the other, Sicily in southern Italy, around 430 kilometers away as the crow flies, is braving the heat, with temperatures soaring to well above the seasonal average. British tourists in Sicily are astounded by the heat.
Well, in London at the moment, it's raining and I think it's about 15 degrees. Here it's 32, 33 degrees. It's a different world. It's a different world here to London.
In Sicily's capital, Palermo, the forecast is as high as 33 degrees Celsius. Locals and tourists could be seen flocking to Palermo's Mondolo beach as Italy experienced its first significant heat wave of the year.
It's definitely getting warmer every year. Even back home, we notice warmer and warmer. Air conditioning is on more days per year than normal.
Now let's see what's happening in another part of Europe. This is Spain. Here, the impact of the heat wave is even worse. Spain is logging its highest heat-related deaths for the month of May since records began in 2015.
Even before summer has officially begun, we have recorded 101 heat-related deaths. This is the highest figure for the month of May in the entire historical record and is more than 3 times the average for the last decade.
In fact, in the month of May, the heat was unusually intense in parts of Europe. Temperatures broke records in countries such as Britain and France. Parts of East Asia have experienced unusually high temperatures since April, with China, Japan and South Korea recording temperatures significantly above seasonal averages. In India, several regions experienced prolonged heat wave conditions. Temperatures exceeded 45 degrees Celsius in some locations. For 2026, the India Meteorological Department has forecast below normal rainfall at 90% of the long period average, with a 60% chance of a deficit or deficient monsoon. It expects El Nino conditions to develop during the monsoon season, a pattern that is historically associated with weaker Indian monsoon rainfall. Long-term global warming and regional weather patterns are already driving temperatures higher. But what does the future hold? Scientists warn that the heat already being felt may be occurring just as another climate driver begins to emerge. The United Nations Weather Agency, called World Meteorological Organization or WMO, has forecast a moderate or possibly strong El Nino. This could drive up global temperatures and increase the risk of extreme weather over the coming months.
World Meteorological Organization latest El Niño La Niña update confirms that El Niño conditions are developing in the tropical Pacific and are expected to influence weather and climate patterns around the world in the month ahead. Our experts estimate an 80% probability that El Niño conditions will emerge in the period between June and August 2026. This likelihood increases to around 90% through the remainder of the forecast period, that is September-December.
El Nino is a periodic warming of sea surface temperatures in the central and eastern Pacific Ocean, which typically lasts between 9 and 12 months. Currently, unusually warm ocean waters in the Pacific are helping fuel El Nino's development, creating a vast reservoir of heat that is warming the ocean surface. The weather pattern is known to disrupt regional climates, potentially bringing warmer temperatures across the globe, while increasing rainfall to the southern parts of South America and the United States, parts of Horn of Africa and Central Asia. The WMO says El Nino can cause drought in Australia, Central America, Indonesia and parts of South Asia and spur hurricane formation in the central and eastern Pacific. so expect more droughts, hurricanes, and heat.
In some regions, it is likely we will see heavy rainfall and floods. In others, drought conditions. In others, increased or reduced extreme heat or tropical cyclone activity. We can also expect an increased risk of extreme heat with higher temperatures and shifting precipitation patterns, adding further stress on human health, ecosystems, agriculture, and energy systems.
WMO also pointed to the risks of a wider spread of diseases borne by vectors such as mosquitoes and ticks, and reduced food and water supplies. For consumers already grappling with inflation because of the Iran war and other reasons, food prices could rise further because of El Nino related disruptions. The last El Nino was in 2023 to 2024. It contributed to making 2024 the hottest year on record. The United Nations Secretary-General António Guterres said El Nino conditions were a reminder of the need for a shift away from fossil fuels towards renewable energy.
I thank the World Meteorological Organization for this vital new update. The science is clear. El Niño is arriving on our doorstep in the coming months with 90% certainty. The world must treat it as the urgent climate warning it is. El Niño conditions will pour fuel on the fire of a warming world. Impacts will hit even harder, travel even further, and cross borders with devastating speed. The only effective response is climate action equal to the crisis, ending the addiction to fossil fuels, accelerating the shift to renewables, protecting the most vulnerable, and delivering early warning systems for all.
Now, it's worth understanding how El Nino differs from its cooler counterpart La Nina. El Nino happens when the Pacific Ocean near the equator becomes warmer than usual. This extra warmth changes wind patterns and can affect weather around the world. Places that are normally wet may become drier, while places that are normally dry may get more rain. El Nino years also tend to make the Earth's average temperature a bit warmer. La Nina is the opposite. The same part of the Pacific Ocean becomes cooler than usual and the winds strengthen. This also changes weather patterns worldwide, but often in the reverse direction of El Nino. La Nina years tend to bring cooler global temperatures, more rain to some regions, and drier conditions to others. Together, El Nino and La Nina are opposite phases of El Nino Southern Oscillation, or ENSO. It's a natural climate cycle that repeats every few years. So to sum it up, El Nino and La Nina matter because they can affect everything from food supplies and water resources to economies and disaster risks. With El Nino gathering strength and temperatures already breaking records, the months ahead could test how prepared the world is for a hotter and more volatile climate. That's all in this edition of Connecting the Dots. We'll see you next week with more raging issues. Until then, it's a goodbye from all of us in the Delhi newsroom. This is Munmun Bhattacharya signing off. Take care and stay safe.